Hey, welcome back. Here we are at the cabinet shop at Let's Make a Space. James here is working on a drawer for one of the cabinets that's going to go in where the cash register goes. But what we have here, James has put together some very large cornice boxes that are going to go above all the windows. John's working on, they're going to be booth dividers. They're going to either hang or mount directly above each booth to kind of separate the two seating areas.
As you can see, we've got an archway here. The last time we were here, Mikey was just drilling the holes in the floor. But now this is going to be the divider. The reason that we put this here was ultimately they're not doing the whole diner and we needed an area to be able to stop. Well, almost finished with the tile on the floor, but we had a lot of leftover tile, and we had some of that cool red mosaic tile that you saw Jess earlier in the week with on the letters for the Jake sign that's going to go up on the wall over there. So we're like, what can we do with these? We got this entrance. We're like, what better way than to picture frame this out? So almost using some of the porcelain tiles on the inside of the arch, and then he's going to put up some of the red mosaic on the outside. That'll just give it a really nice frame.
Well, what we got here is we got a new window frame or window box. We removed the old window jambs. They were stained and lacquered oak. It's going to be a little difficult to paint up, so we went ahead and made some new ones. I'm just going to slip them right in. I'll shim them all up, and then we're going to case them out so everything looks good. Now these boxes, I made these exact fits to the originals because we have the old blinds that were taken, they were removed and cleaned. They're going to be coming back shortly, but the inside dimensions had to stay the same so that the blinds fit nice and neatly.
So it's end of day 3 pretty much. We've been here for about another probably 5 hours tonight, is my guess, but ultimately there's a lot that's been done off site. You know, all of the booths are done and everything. We're feeling pretty good about it, to be honest with you. Well, here we are, it's Friday, the day before. This has got to be the first time that I've actually seriously been worried about getting done. As you can see, none of the tops are here, none of the cabinets are here. And we've got the carpet in, which is good, and the booths are here, but there's still a ton to do. Light fixtures, and then we got some really complicated things that we even need to figure out how we're gonna hang. These things, for example, right here are what we created as the booth dividers. They're a little bit dirty right now, and they got this really cool rain glass in them. They're also very heavy. I mean, like 35, 40 pounds heavy. And we've got to secure these to the ceiling somehow. And I've been running around all this morning trying to find some flanges that'll fit on top with rods, and it's not gone well. But I found something that I think will work. So let's take a quick peek at it. So what will happen is we'll cut the pole down, and then these will mount into here. So I'll screw these down, and then I'm going to actually drill a hole into the top of this too, just enough to sink the pole down, and then actually screw through the pole. All right, well with that at least worked out in theory, there's a lot going on around us everywhere. We've got Alma cutting outside, but then the table guys have shown up, and they're going to be putting the tops back on the bases. So let's go and check in with them, see how they're doing. These are the tables that we were just talking about. Now before, when these were coming out on Saturday, they were just really all crudded up. And ultimately these friends of Lyle and Judy's took them away, that actually did them in the first place, and ran them, the tops, all through a huge planer. And then they've gone back and put 4 new coats of lacquer on them, so they look absolutely gorgeous again. This is for a cabinet that's going back here. Will be sprayed black, and then ultimately they're taking like this. This is actually the same material that they use inside like walk-in refrigerators, and we're going to put this on all of the doors. So we just cut MDF, cut our holes out for our hinges. We taped the edges with a metal tape because that was going to be an awful lot quicker than cutting all this around. And then ultimately now I'm just applying the metal to the tops. So that's that. But we're going to stop in with a very special guest. For those of you that remember way back when we got started, it was just this one guy and myself. Sheldon's with us for 2 days. So we're going to catch up with him. He's working on the trim behind us. Well, what are you doing? What are you up to?
Well, I'm putting up some chair rail for the cap all the way around the room.
Okay, there was this weird
good.
transition for some reason.
Who knows why? Old building, weird transition, so we're covering it up, putting a piece of flat stock capping up. You'll never know. Looks great. Nice detail.
Nice thing is we got nailing wherever we go.
That's right. Hardboard.
So we're here behind the counter. This is where before we had all the juice machines, the coffee pots. Now the guys are actually coming in to put the coffee pots, brand new coffee machines that are going to go over in that corner. So these guys are working frantically to try and be ready for them because they have to get back to Eugene tonight. So anyway, this has been cut out, new tops in, almost got the tile on. How's it going down there, Lance?
Good. It's a little tricky, but just try and get her together.
This is Ruben's son. You've seen Ruben a couple of times on our shows, but he sent his son over for this one. So here we are, it's dark. It's like Friday at about 10 o'clock, and we've still got things we haven't even painted yet. I'm out here hoping that this stuff's all gonna be dry. We've got to put it together. It's got to have 2 coats. So we tripped the breaker. Classic, right? So anyway, back to spraying in the middle of the night. This is actually a part of the center island. We can't not have this ready. So it's gonna be a long night. I've managed to get most of the crew to say that they're gonna stay till 5 o'clock. And there it goes again.